Hi, I'm Dave Epstein. Welcome to this edition of Growing Wisdom, and today I'm talking about growing lion's mane mushroom in a bag. Here I have a little piece of my lion's mane mushroom that I grew myself, and I was at a farmer's market recently and thought, I want to try to grow these on my own, and I did it. This is a small piece of a larger one. I'll show you in some video stuff in a second. I just want to talk a little bit about how I did this and some of the things I discovered in this process. I'd love to hear in the comment section if you've done this before, if you have any recommendations, if there's other types of mushrooms you've grown. And of course, it's the middle of winter here as I'm filming this, so this was an opportunity to do something that I can't do outside because it's 22 degrees. So I bought the kit. I did a slice through the plastic as it suggested, and then I used the spray bottle here, and it tells me to spray, I think it was like 3 to 5 times, and get the humidity really high. And then within a few days, indeed, I started to see those little mushrooms starting to grow. A few things I learned. Number one is if it dries out, the mushroom actually started to turn a little bit brown because it didn't have enough moisture to grow, so it was kind of dying. So that was a problem. Also, as the mushrooms grew and started hitting the plastic and I opened it up a little more, it became harder and harder to keep the mushroom area with the humidity high. So what I did was I took one of those clothing bags, the dry cleaning bags, and that's what I put around it. And you're going to see this in the video. I'm going to sort of show you little clips I did along the way. And then as I let that happen, I kind of let the bag not touch the tops of the mushrooms. And again, I would use the spray bottle 3 times a day, basically to keep the moisture in there. Conversely, I noticed if I got the mushrooms too wet, they started to get a little mushy. So it's kind of this like, keep the humidity high, but don't keep the mushrooms too wet in order to get them to grow. Now, in terms of harvesting them, I just used a knife and cut them. The bottom of the mushroom here, that's some of the medium that came in the kit. And I've just been cutting this off. And what I did is I put the mushrooms in a tray. I put that block in a tray, and after I started harvesting, I cut that in half, and I put some wood chips down, and I've been putting this piece, I've been slicing it and putting that piece in the wood chips, and I'm trying to get more to grow, and I've had some limited success there. There must be some spores still left in this in getting some smaller pieces of the lion's mane to grow. Now, in terms of cooking with it, I've just been slicing it with a little butter and mixing it with my eggs in the morning, and I find them really delicious. I love the lion's mane mushroom. I love mushrooms. It's one of those, I know a lot of people don't like mushrooms. Maybe they don't like the texture, the flavor, the scent. I love all of it. I don't know any mushrooms that I don't like. So it's been really fun to do this, and it's been somewhat cost effective because the lion's mane mushrooms are fairly expensive. So let me know what you think, and here's a little bit of the video and some of the footage that I shot from the beginning when I sliced the bag until I started harvesting and cooking with them. I got this Wild Fruitings lion's mane mushroom, and I started misting it. So I did what it said. I squeezed out all the air and I folded the bag, and then you can see the little mushroom starting to grow. There's another one there, and so I just keep misting it. And this is day 3 after starting this, so we'll see what happens. So it's been a couple of weeks, and you can see the mushroom is growing. We've got some smaller ones here and this larger one here, so we can harvest that. What I did was I cut it and put the bottom half up, right side up here, because it was growing down, so I figured why not try that. So it seems like we might get some more harvest right here out of these, and we just put it on a little bit of the medium, and I put some wood chips under there. So that's what we've got. One of the benefits of lion's mane mushroom is reported to be gut health and brain health. And, do some research on this yourself, but we're going to cook a little bit of this up. One of the things I realized in growing this is that it really does need that high humidity. So I put it in a larger bag from what it came in. And you can see I actually cut the block in half. We've got some new growth going on that second half, and a little more down there and here. And I don't want to harvest all of this at once. It's just too much mushroom, so I'll show you what I'm doing. So when you harvest this, you want to obviously take off the wood medium, whatever they're using here. So I've just been cutting that out and washed that off. And I'm going to actually put this back in the wood chips and see if there's any spores that might keep growing. But pretty good mushroom here. Several weeks later, I've already harvested some. You can see this is gone now. And I just want to show you what I did. So I put some wood chips down. These are some of the bottom pieces, which look like some of them are trying to regrow. So once I harvest, obviously the bottom part has some of this medium on it. And then I did the same thing in there. You can see, look, I've got little ones. So there's little, they're not going to be as big, but I've done that. And if you notice here, this didn't do as well. This got a little too mushy, so that got a little wet. So I needed to keep the plastic off the mushroom. I noticed that as well. And, you know, as I said in the introduction, it's a little bit of an experiment, but it's done pretty well. And I've kept it in this cool mudroom area. It's got some light from this door and some light from that window there. So it's got enough light, but no direct sunlight. I've been taking just pieces that I want. Like this is just going to go with some eggs this morning for breakfast, so I'll saute that in here, and it's just so delicious. I'll have to wipe that off a little bit of that medium, but yeah, it's just beautiful and just so yummy and delicious. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just cooking some of the lion's mane very slowly with a little bit of fresh kale. That's actually from the garden still, so that's how I'm going to use it, and put maybe a little bit of protein in there, and we'll just have it nice and warmed up. All right, so there you have it. How I grew lion's mane's mushroom from a mushroom kit. I'd love to hear from you. If there's a different type of mushroom you want me to try, let me know. I would be happy to do that. For Growing Wisdom, I'm Dave Epstein.